Let's try to give you a better lay of the land here to show you where everything went down. CNN's Tom Foreman joining me now. Tom, the map perspective can help explain more than perhaps some close-up camera angles. Walk us through it.
Yeah, it can, and we can look at it from several different angles. There's the police station where you are, Jake. You can see the big road in front of it. That is South Florissant Road. That's where most of the protests have been occurring, on that road. But notice this road that goes off to the side, Tiffin Avenue. We mark it here in red. In the past, people have said many of the more violent interlopers in these protests have come from Tiffin Avenue, up this direction at least. And there have been shots there before. So what happened in this circumstance? From this perspective, we know that after midnight, there were still police officers in front of the station. We've marked it there in blue. Across the street, there were still about 100 protesters, according to eyewitnesses. We've marked that in yellow. And as you point out, Jake, some shots came in from up Tiffin Avenue and struck the police there. Now, let's take this and move down to street level so you get another point of view on all of this, which I think helps us understand more of what's happened here. When we say up Tiffin Avenue, remember, Tiffin Avenue is a hill. So, yes, a shot could be fired here. It could essentially come in over the heads of the protesters and land among the police officers here, or a series of shots could be. But let's twist this shot around and look straight up Tiffin Avenue, and you understand why the police are at least somewhat skeptical. A shot like that would have to originate almost at the limit of what you can see there, 100 to 125 yards away. That's what's been described here. And for a pistol to make that shot with accuracy is very, very difficult. A pistol can certainly be lethal at that range, but to place a shot from there is unbelievably hard to do. Even skilled marksmen would say they're much more accurate at a range of something like this, less than a quarter of that distance. And where would that have the shot originating, or the shots originating? Somewhere in the general vicinity of where the protesters were. It doesn't mean the protesters did it, Jake, but that's why police officers have to look at this very carefully.
Yeah, Tom, I'm in November, after the grand jury declined to indict Officer Wilson, shots were also fired up at Tiffin Avenue when a bunch of us were here. We still don't know what kind of weapon was used to fire. Jeff Rorta was just telling us that they can't take out the bullet from the one officer, it's behind his ear, and then the other officer, they haven't recovered the bullet that went through him. But let's talk about some other action in this neighborhood this morning at a house. It was at a bungalow on Dade Avenue. Witnesses say police took away some people. They may have been handcuffed as well. Show us that location in relation to all of this.
That is, again, related to Tiffin Avenue. Again, look at our main streets. Here's Tiffin Avenue coming up here. If you fly up Tiffin Avenue about a half mile or so, Jake, that's where you come to the very house that they were doing all this searching in. And again, this does not tell us that anybody connected to this house necessarily had anything to do with this shooting, but you see how it sort of fits into the narrative of concern about that direction, that road, and this investigation.